This is the last series in our section on lipids, and I'm just going to quickly go over the Mediterranean diet. The Mediterranean diet is associated with lipids because it's known for its certain types of fats in the diet, particularly fats from olive oil, monounsaturated fats, as well as the omega-3 fatty acids found in fish. But I want to go over this pyramid here and see how different it is from our pyramid that we use. And the 2010 dietary guidelines really got away from our old pyramid, the 2005 and prior, where we had carbohydrates, grains were really the base of the pyramid. And that's still essentially our recommendation, though, is to eat mostly carbohydrates in forms of a lot of grains. Their base of their pyramid, and this is just a representation of their diet, but it's activity, for one, and family meals. So things that you enjoy, dancing, walking, soccer, playing sports, and then family meals. So this is a huge portion of the idea behind the Mediterranean diet, is getting away from the sedentary lifestyle and the rush, 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 I don't have time to sit and have a meal with friends or family type approach. The base of the pyramid that's food is really an abundance of fresh, whole fruits and vegetables. And if you look at this diagram, I really like this because it really does show mostly whole foods. I do want to point out that we talked a lot about breads being very highly refined, and this has a lot to do with the breeding of the wheat plant for one, as well as the refining process. But in a traditional Mediterranean diet, not everyone who eats in the Mediterranean actually eats this way anymore, but the traditional breads there are made from more ancient grains, and they are not like our style breads. They're not big, white, fluffy, gooey, soft breads. They're known to be more crunchy and bitter. And remember, bitterness, it goes along with phytochemicals, and that means phytonutrients. Those are associated with lower risk of chronic disease. And if you have a more dense bread, if you can see more of the grains, you have a less refined product. So at that point, it's going to be more of a lightly or moderately processed food as opposed to a highly processed food, which is pretty much most of our breads. You can see the olives here, and then also whole grains like rice. 8 to 12 is really about the amount of fresh whole fruits and vegetables that are recommended with the Mediterranean diet, and then focusing on a lot of herbs. You can see garlic in here and onion. Again, these are a lot of phytonutrients and are again associated with a lower risk of chronic disease. Next up is going to be fish and seafood in general, and this makes a fairly large portion of their diet. Of course, when you live in the Mediterranean, then you have, obviously, you're surrounded, you have a lot of water. There's going to be a lot more availability of fish, although fish, we're going to fish the sea. So this of course will be changing over time, but this is the traditional Mediterranean dietary approach. What's important about the fish? The omega-3 fatty acids. Both EPA and DHA are found in fish. Let me go back to the olive oil. It has the monounsaturated fatty acids. So both of these are associated with lower risk of heart disease. Poultry and eggs, along with cheese and yogurt. So these are, weekly portions, a few portions a week, not necessarily daily, and they have very little red meat. Notice here that wine is usually taken in moderation, red wine, and of course water is mentioned as well. So why am I showing you this pyramid? Well, this pyramid, this way of eating, because it does involve more family style meals as well as activity, walking, exercise, is associated with lower risk of chronic disease and lower risk in particular of heart disease. And actually the research on this diet, when they've implemented this diet and followed individuals, it has people have done very well, even with weight loss, decreasing risk of diabetes and other chronic diseases. So it started out as an epidemiologic correlation and has actually now been studied and has really shown a lot of benefits. A few things about this pyramid: when they initially found that people in the Mediterranean had lower rates of heart disease, they wanted to figure out what in the world it could be. So first, they went and said, oh, well, they drink a lot of olive oil. I mean, olive oil is way down here, oil. So they actually have a pretty high-fat diet. This is a fairly high-fat diet: avocados, olive oil. And they thought, well, everyone in the United States is doing this low-fat diet in the 80s, and our heart disease and diabetes, obesity is just going like crazy, yet the Mediterranean diet, they have a pretty high amount of fat in their diet. So they thought maybe it was the olive oil. So finding out that olive oil is associated with lower risk of heart disease, and thinking that it's some monounsaturated fatty acids, and monounsaturated fatty acids are also in avocados. But this is just, one little piece of the puzzle. Look at this entire diet here. This olive oil is just one little thing. So we never want to pull out one thing out of an entire diet or lifestyle, because if we go chasing after that, we're missing the whole picture. And that's, of course, what researchers did. And they said, oh, maybe it's the red wine. It's got to be the red wine because there's resveratrol, and that's a phytonutrient, and it's associated with lower risk of heart disease. And long and behold, that was proven. Now, of course, some of the new research I mentioned, there's a little bit of skepticism now how beneficial that is. But again, wine is just one piece of this entire pyramid. Certainly the fish might have some impact, possibly lower, eating less red meat, and also how they raise their meat. The traditional Mediterranean diet is going to have a more traditional approach to food rearing, as far as mostly free-range and grass-fed animals, and that's going to have an impact as well. And then the abundance of fresh, whole fruits and vegetables. So take into account everything and know that this diet actually does have a lot of research to support its use, and I think there are a lot of great things about this diet that I like better than actually the diet that we're learning about in our class. But I want you to learn about each different diet, and there are also other diets throughout the world that do have many benefits, and there are some benefits with our with our DRI guidelines as well. But they've started adopting some of these as the research has come out. The United States, in our pyramid, we've started adopting some of these ideas, which actually is great to see. So this will be the end of our section on